And I had a very interesting conversation with Jonathan about that today. So guys, I finished the testing in the last episode, and to be honest, after I did the testing, I did 1 week almost nothing, then sorting and organizing all the video files because I was about to release that first video, and I haven't done anything, literally anything. I didn't get up early, I didn't went to bed early enough to get up early then, and yeah, I just spent more time on Instagram and procrastinating than working on the actual startup. So I would not like to do a very detailed test review because I think it isn't very interesting. It's for me the most interesting part is the basic outcome, and the basic outcome, like the most high level outcome, is that users liked it, but they had this problem with understanding why and how it should work. So they like the idea of having a habit app which explains them how it would work in theory, because obviously no one, or so not enough people, or not much people are able to stick to habits long term. It's just like that, and very few people have figured out how to, or maybe like they haven't figured it out, it just like randomly happened that they were able to stick to habits long term. And I had a very interesting conversation with Jonathan about that today, because he was just asking me, yeah, how's it going, blah blah, and I was like, yeah, it's fine, I finished the first user test and this is the outcome, and now I'm continuing with that, but I haven't really planned it, so I'm kindly, like, not kindly, what am I talking about, I like procrastinate about it, and so I haven't continued yet. And I was then saying that I had planned doing an iteration sprint, so basically taking the feedback from the testing, iterating on that, and then building another prototype, which is basically then obviously more about how and why it should work and so on. So people who watch the landing page have an actual idea about this thing, right? And how it should work. So what Jonathan then told me was that he thinks that it's a great idea to not start by building a digital product, right? And especially when it's not about, posting photos somewhere. In theory, I should start when I watch it from a business perspective, and that's also more interesting from an investor perspective then. I should rather start building a community about this whole habit thing, like a Facebook group, doing meetups about it, having maybe monthly calls to keep yourself accountable and so on. So building an actual habit community would be for me more helpful than just building this product, because I then can show investors that there's a huge market, there are people that really have problems with sticking to habits, there are people that are interested in it, and I am then able to show people how it's right, how they have to do to stick to habits long term. So what I found very interesting is that it's obviously better for me to have a community, to have people that would use my product from the point of I launch it, right? To have like a, just as I said, a community. But I'm not sure. Of course, he's totally right, and also from an investor perspective, it's more interesting if I already have people in there and can show them that it's working and so on. And to be honest, I'm not sure if I should do that, because in theory it's a very small app, and the information I will use to to get the people to stick to their habits long term is basically in a book. So when you view from another perspective, it's just a book in an app, which is very easy to consume for people, because I obviously guide them in a short onboarding about it. But would it be more helpful for me if I would build a community and start meetups and make a Facebook group and make monthly calls and start something like that? Or wouldn't it matter at all when I just say, I'm just thinking about this while talking to the camera, right? I'm now thinking about when I would make this app while doing all this community stuff. I think, just had to check if I'm really recording. I think when I build a community while building this app, and maybe while having a landing page which applies to people so they can like sign up on a newsletter list or something, that might be very, very helpful for me. So I think it's the best combination for me right now would be to continuously working on this product, maybe do some meetups or like create a Facebook group out of it, and then take this community, while I obviously build the product, take the community to the product and maybe let them do a beta test, or I don't know, something like that. So this would for me be, I think, the best way I should follow now. But before I can do that, I mean, I can do the Facebook group right now. Like I can just like post an Instagram story, and I probably will, but I still don't know how I should teach people how to stick to habits long term. I really think I need to read this book first. But as I'm following the motto, getting started is more important than being right, I will now post an Instagram story about this habit Facebook group I will create, and then I just talk to people about habits, their experiences and so on. And while I'm reading this book, I can post valuable stuff for them, what might help them to stick to their habits, right? And that's probably the thing I want to do now. So I create this community while I'm reading this book. While I'm reading this book, I post valuable stuff from this book to this community. Just also trying to build my personal brand about it. Like post short videos with some value stuff and blah blah. And then after or while doing that, I will work on this digital product, this app. This sounds like very much like building a community, building a personal brand, vlog this whole stuff, build the startup, work 9 to 5, and read. But that's just that one thing I think I just have to do is. So I'll post a story now on Instagram about creating a Facebook mastermind group, something like that, I don't know, like a Facebook habit group. Then I start reading this book, or I already read like 25 pages or so, and then I post values from that book in this Facebook group and share my experiences and with these people, and also like just communicate with them and exchange information. And while I'm doing that, I try to figure out, because obviously I need to read the book first to tell people how they should do this whole habit stuff, to build habits and stick to them, blah blah. So I need to finish this book. While finishing this book, I'm posting to Facebook and creating my personal brand on it. And while I'm doing that, I do nothing else. I of course film this, but I think I will probably build the landing page for that, so people who are interested in this product sign up for a newsletter, or just so I can build an email list of potential users that I can then actually use to announce specific stuff, right? So my side project will be, or two side projects I have now while working the 9 to 5, is building the community while building my personal brand. That isn't the second, I count this as one. and reading this whole thing. Okay, that might be a combination with the community. So 1, building community, reading, and what is the next one? I forgot. Building a community and reading and posting value. Yeah, exactly. Personal brand building. And then the second thing is building the landing page, so people can sign up for this. So I can, like, I don't know, get these emails in there. So I have potential users, as I told you. I will stop talking now and post finally a message on my Instagram that I will create a Facebook mastermind group or habit group or whatever. And then I read this shit. While I'm doing this, I'm filming myself. But I won't be naked, don't be scared. So guys, I just created the Facebook group now called Habit Hackers. Very creative. And what I also did was I posted an Instagram story just for promoting it, and wrote an email to my 26 subscribers list, which I basically got all from the habit tracker I once released. And background, I once released a habit tracker PDF to print it, to print and track your habits. And to download it, you had to put in your email address, and you could opt in for a newsletter. And these are the subscribers, but they are all, I think, very engaged followers on my Instagram. So they should get it 2 times now. But yeah, as I told you, I created this. I already have 9 people in there. I added 6 of them, and what I will do there is just post about this book and try to help people to stick to their habits. I also posted in the Agent Smart Slack general bulletin board channel that I created this post, and maybe it gets promoted for like the Agent Smart Instagram or something, I don't know. But yeah, I'm just trying to now build this community, which is quite hard actually. And I maybe need to ask Jonathan or some other people here at Agent Smart on what they would do if they were in my position, in my situation, in terms of how to build a community from nothing, from 700 and 200 engaged followers or something. And I have that sounds very luxury, but it isn't, because no one is actually joining this group. But yeah, I'll just be patient, keep posting, and I really just try to keep the consistency up. So the only goal I really want to follow is not getting people in there, but to post consistently and update also my Instagram consistently and upload these startup vlogs consistently. So it's all about consistency. Was it right? I don't know, it's very late. I need to go home now and sleep. Good night. I will now create this process, and by teaching this process, I'm able to build a community and receive feedback if that actually helps people.